Okay, so let's talk about what I call door tags. And I like to do door knocking, which we're going to talk about next. But when I do door knocking, and this is door knocking to those NOD lists. So remember, I'm not just walking up and down the neighborhood like a traditional real estate agent. Hi, I'm your local real estate agent and I farm this area. No, I'm targeting those people who've already raised their hand and are saying, we're having difficulty with our mortgage. And I'm door knocking them. And the door tags that I use are really just like, it looks like a UPS label, we missed you type of thing. It's got their name that I print on there, and it's got the tracking number. So now the tracking number, this is very important, I use the assessor's parcel number. The assessor's parcel number is like a license plate on your car. It identifies who that belongs to. Okay, I don't necessarily want to put their address on there or anything else, because when they call in, I want them to give me that assessor's parcel number so that I know who's calling and wanting to get their package at the end of the day. And again, I use this because if I'm door knocking, nobody's there, I'll fill this information out, leave the door tag there, and honestly, I get about a 95% response from those. It's not like I'm mailing anything. Those, if you're lucky, if you get a 0.25% response. So I'm not doing mailers. I'm not doing a lot of initial phone calling as well. That comes after. But these door tags are me saving the effort of actually going back out again and getting this information. There's a phone number on there. They call, an answering service picks up, ask them who they are, what the tag number is, when's the best time to deliver the package, and guess what the package is? Me. Okay, so let's talk about door knocking. The goal of door knocking is to actually speak with somebody. And obviously that's the same thing if you're cold calling as well, as to speak with somebody. But knock on the door. I usually identify myself as a real estate investor. I am a broker, licensed broker. I don't identify myself right away as that, but I identify myself as a real estate investor. Hi, my name's Joe. I'm a real estate investor. We bought a couple houses in the neighborhood. We're looking to deploy some additional money, and we thought maybe you might be interested. I don't mention anything about the notice of default up front. I'm just there because I'm in the neighborhood knocking on doors, okay? So that's kind of what I do. Again, I want to speak with the homeowner themselves. The people I do not want to speak with are tenants, and I do not want to speak with the homeowner when there's little children around. Okay, whether they're really small, in between, let's just say anybody 18 or below is there, please try to get them to go in another room. Tell them, hey, is it okay if I speak to you, alone? Can you send your kids down the road or whatever? You don't want to scare the kids. And then with tenants, you don't want to scare the tenants that they may be kicked out because they're getting foreclosed. And believe me, the owner of that property is not telling the tenant that I'm getting foreclosed, because he's receiving the tenant funds and he's just not sending them to the bank. That's going into his pocket, okay? So don't speak with them. And those are kind of like the two don'ts that you don't want to do. I do have scripts available. It's really a simple elevator speech, let's call it. Hi, my name's Joe. I'm a real estate investor. I'm in the area. We bought a couple homes down the street. We're looking to deploy some more money. Are you interested in selling your home? And literally go from there. If they want to open up the subject is that, they have a notice of default, they're getting foreclosed, anything like that. You go through that process and hopefully try to, get a deal worked out with them. At the end of the day, if you can't get a deal worked out, then let's say they want more than you're able to purchase the home for, but then there's still enough equity there that it might be a candidate for putting it on the MLS. That's when you put your real estate agent at, if you're a real estate agent, and you say, hey, you know what, I'm a real estate agent as well. If that's how much money you want for your property, we can get that for you. We just have to put it on the MLS. Well, what's the difference, Joe? Well, the difference is I'm offering you cash, and this is the amount that you're going to get in your pocket. There is no commissions for real estate agents, and there is no closing costs or fees. We take care of all those. The other difference is if you decide to list it, then obviously you need to pay a commission to the real estate agents, and there is some closing costs. So let's figure out what that is, see how far away we are from the wholesale deal I'm presenting. And if there's $40,000, $50,000 gap there that you don't want to sell me the property for cash quick, then fine. Then let's put it on the MLS. What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose, because one, we'll try to get you more value for your property. And number two, if we can't do that in that short period of time that it takes to foreclose your home, you always have me as a backup, as a cash offer. Okay, so you kind of have the best of both worlds. If you're wholesaling or you're not a real estate agent, you've got one choice. If you're a real estate agent, you've got a couple of choices that you can work with. Okay, so what to expect when you door knock? I mean, like cold calling, what are the excuses? I think the biggest number one excuse is I already took care of that. Understand that they're a little embarrassed that you're at the door. It's not on the phone. It's not like they can hang up on you. You're at the door, and they may be a little embarrassed and tell you that they already took care of it. This is the part you start to ask questions. How did you take care of it? Who did you talk to? Okay. Have you been speaking with somebody at the bank? Did your best friend loan you the money to reinstate the loan? You need to find out, and you want to keep them talking while you're there. If you hear I already took care of it and then you walk away, well, did that do you or them? Because I honestly, most of the time, they're not telling you the truth. I have someone helping me. I get that as well. Who's helping you? Oh, I have a real estate agent helping me. Well, okay, so when's the last time you talked to your real estate agent? Well, that was 3 months ago. Well, you know that you're getting foreclosed on in a month or so, a couple of weeks. Wouldn't you think they'd kind of keep you up to date and tell you what was going on? What are they trying to do? Have they put it on the market for sale? Is there a short sale involved here? Get questions answered. Okay. There's nothing I can do. I hear that as well. I call this the ostrich syndrome. Is they literally have their head in the sand. And you just have to pull it out of the sand and get them conversing with you. What's going on? Why aren't you doing something? There's cultures that don't like talking to authority figures, don't like talking to the police. They don't like talking to banks. So, they have a problem, and you get this letter and it's like, oh God, and they put it down. You need to get them to figure out what's going on and help them through that process, because they're the only ones that can help themselves. You try to call the bank's not going to talk to you at all. They have to talk to you, okay? My attorney's helping me with that, and I go, great. Again, when's the last time you talked to your attorney? What is he trying to do for you? Let's say he's filing bankruptcy. Bankruptcy doesn't cure anything. It is just a tactic that forestalls the process. And obviously the attorney's going to get paid up front. And so you're paying your attorney for this. As a real estate agent or as an investor, it's not something that you can charge for. So you can do a lot of this stuff to get this thing resolved and sold at the end of the day without having to pay $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 in attorney's fees. So ask them about that. And then always remind them of the foreclosure timeline, the 3 months, 21 days, and they could potentially be out. Okay, so all that's important. While you're talking to them at the door, try to go over all this information. Okay, so now before you even knock at the door, you have to figure out what's your goal. Okay, so my goal is to purchase a property and to flip it. Your goal may be to purchase the property and wholesale it to me. Your goal may be, I can't do this, it's too much money, but there's enough equity in there that let's put it on the MLS. So figure out what your goal is. You have to have a goal and a game plan. The game plan is you want to buy this at a discount, and then once you have it under contract, you need to decide, okay, am I going to wholesale this out to somebody, or am I going to buy it and flip it myself? If there's not enough room, if you guys can't come to a mutual agreement and understanding on the price, then get them to list that property. I mean, be insistent there. You're going to lose this property if you don't do anything. And I did forget to mention earlier one of those situations. One of those situations is a divorce. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the courthouse steps to bid on properties and ended up buying a property that, there was literally $100,000 or more left on the table. And I find out later that it was a divorce situation. Husband and wife could not agree, and they lost all that money. They just left it there. So, that's another one of the important things. So what is your goal and how you're going to accomplish that?
Hello?
Hey, Lauren. My name is Joe. I'm a real estate investor. We're buying a couple of houses down the street from you, and I thought I'd stop by and ask you if you're interested in selling your home.
Actually, I'm already in foreclosure, so I don't think there's anything you'll be able to do for me.
Well, you'd be surprised, and sorry to hear that. What's causing the situation that you're in foreclosure?
I lost my job about 6 months ago. Was hoping to transition into, a new job and just haven't had any luck and had to prioritize, daily necessities over some other bills. So.
And how much do you owe the bank? What's your mortgage, and how long have you not been paying the mortgage?
My loan is for $300,000, and I haven't been paying for 6 or 7 months.
Okay, so maybe $350,000. It's what's owed on there. So, and how much do you think this house is worth?
I've seen a couple other properties go for like 500 in the area. 500,000.
Okay. So would a cash offer be of interest to you?
Is that even allowed at this point in the process?
Yeah, absolutely. Until they, put the hammer down at the courthouse steps that you've been foreclosed on, you can actually make a deal on selling your home.
And how much would your offer be for?
So now that depends on the condition of the home and how much is owed. We'd have to ask the bank to give us a demand statement to let us know all those details. But from our conversation here, I probably can offer you around $400,000 cash, close in a short period of time.
And the bank would take that whole amount, or
Yes.
just what's owed?
Well, no, they would take what's owed to them. So they would take the $350,000. That would leave you $50,000 in your pocket. Your choice is to do that, or you end up losing everything if it goes to foreclosure.
Well, yeah, I didn't even know that I was able to sell the home or accept an offer at this stage in the process. I thought it was all said and done, and 50,000 would give me, money to live off of while I try and find another job. Absolutely.
Sounds great. Sounds like a plan, and I'm glad I knocked on your door today.
I am too.
To give you all this information. Is it okay if I come in and take a look at the home?
Sure.
Do you really want to go in her house? Okay. And I'm talking safety here. Whether you're a man or a woman and you're door knocking, make sure you know what you're doing. If there's a woman on the other side of this door and I'm a man, do I want to really put myself in that situation? Maybe it's better if I make an appointment for later on while her husband's home, and then I can come back and meet with her and her husband. That's your call. This is just a little safety tip for you. And if you're a woman, the same thing. If you're knocking on this door and a man answers, are you really going to walk in this guy's house? Best to make an appointment, come back later, or better yet, maybe you ought to pair up with another investor and knock on the door as a pair. But please make sure that you're safe. Okay, so this is just a basic process of notice of defaults. But I do like notice of defaults again because they're a low-hanging fruit. There are abilities to, if you don't want a door knock, you can just call them. And you know that they're in trouble already. So this is just a basic format. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me. I'm always here. give me a call, send me an email, text me, whatever it is. I'm happy to help.